20 minutes later.
Come on, I haven't got all day.
Shane McMahon, you will rest in peace. Okay, is that me done? Okay, 'cause Michelle McCall's back in the house. I'm gonna see you later. Okay, see you later, Vince. Bye, everyone. Really? Really? You advertise the Undertaker on the website. Undertaker's gonna show up. He's gonna show up. It's gonna be amazing. The man takes 20 minutes to come down the ring. Then when he does, he says, "You got blood on your hands, Vince." Okay, is that me done? Alright, see you later, bye-bye. Yeah, that was basically the Undertaker showing up. They did not address why the Undertaker has an interest in facing Shane. They did not even address the fact that the Undertaker wants to face Shane. They didn't address anything. They don't even address a motive for Undertaker to face Shane. Why would the Undertaker work on the behalf of Vince McMahon to fight Shane? It makes no logical sense for the story. It makes no sense, and this is the problem with wrestling today. They add more emphasis on these spots and these kicks and these jumps and their flips than the actual storyline. Please, for the love of God, this is WrestleMania season. You have The Undertaker on there. He shows up for 2 seconds. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. And then he walks off again. What type of horse shit is that? Raw itself, as you probably can tell, was crap. In fact, Bleacher Report gave it the lowest rating that they have in a long time. And Bleacher Report are usually very lenient on their ratings. Most of the matches in this Raw got at least, there was about 3 or 4 Ds and a few C minuses. The only things that got top rating was the Stephanie McMahon promo, which some people might give me shit for, but I will say at least Stephanie added emphasis to the yes, Stephanie McMahon's acceptance speech was more compelling than The Undertaker and Vince McMahon. I would have never thought I'd say this in a million years, but at least Stephanie added emphasis as to why we should be invested in this storyline. And Stephanie isn't really in the feud. She's just there. It's really all boils down to Vince McMahon, Undertaker, and Shane. But Stephanie cut a really great... I give Stephanie shit a lot, but I have to say, at least she fucking cut a decent fucking promo on Raw. She at least added emphasis to why we need to watch the show. At least why we should be invested. Instead for Undertaker, he takes 20 minutes, and this is no... Listen, Undertaker, one of my most favorite wrestlers of all time. I ain't got nothing bad to say about The Undertaker. But the way they are booking The Undertaker the last few years, the man didn't even show up for the Bray Wyatt, and it's not his fault, it's the way the storyline premise is. They think Undertaker, he should only show up one day and leave, it's more mystical or whatever. No, we need investment. We need investment to invest. There are people still pondering, should I buy the network for WrestleMania? They are the people that you have to convince. If you want to boost the numbers up at WrestleMania, you have to convince those people. You know what I mean? Because the casual wrestling fan right now is watching this. And a casual wrestling fan will watch this and say, you know what, I'm done. Boom. And they're going to lose their... As much as I hate to say it, the casual wrestling fan adds more money to WWE. And they're not doing that. The Undertaker barely did nothing. And Stephanie, the one who I give the most shit for in promos, actually did fucking good on Raw. Believe it or not, go back and watch the promo. She actually did pretty well because unlike The Undertaker or Triple H for that matter, yes, I did not like the Dean Ambrose Triple H segment, although I will say the main event, I think Dean did pretty well. And I want to talk about Dean very heavily involved in this because I have a lot to say about Dean Ambrose on this Raw review. But let us get back to the task at hand. Stephanie adds more emphasis. Triple H does nothing. He just goes, yeah, Dean, you're here. Okay, alright, yeah, okay, alright, I'm WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Okay, alright. It sounds, you have a phone call with like with a family member. Yeah, right, bye. That's basically what it is, okay? That was basically that opening segment. The Undertaker, Vince, segment was diabolical. Now, the Bleacher Report, should I say, they gave it a C-. I would have given this an F. This was a joke of a fucking segment. Hang on. Look at me, I'm even allergic to fucking Raw right now. You see what I did there? General Terry always thinks on the spot. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I enjoy a good match as much as the next person, but what I really want to see is some good dialogue. Now, with the dialogue in WWE, it's been horrible the last few years. But for this, they need great dialogue, and this does not boil down to the wrestlers. It does not boil down to the wrestlers cutting the promos. It boils down to the creative writing. The creative writing do not know how to build storylines, and I don't know if it's this new writing team that's been there for a few years, but I've seen some of the promos to build up a story, and it's just not all that great. I don't know who thought this was a great idea. I don't know if there was a mistake between Undertaker and Vince McMahon. I mean, hell, Undertaker, I don't know if he's pissed. He could be pissed off, and maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm looking into it too much. Maybe I'm trying to give WWE credit for something. But at the end of the day, that segment was horrible. Can I just say, as a European fan, right? Europeans watch this shit from 1 in the morning till 4 in the morning, right? And European fans stayed up to watch The Undertaker. Now, bear in mind, I want to say this to the American fans. Imagine a European fan watching this shit at 3 in the morning, waiting for The Undertaker, and The Undertaker walks away. How are you going to react to that? You're not going to be too happy, are you? In fact, that would put you off. And a matter of fact, some Europeans, they're not watching WWE Raw live right now. They're not watching it. They're watching it on YouTube. They are looking for clips and streams and shit. It's gonna give people more incentive rather to watch the live show on Sky or whatever other program it's on right now. That's the problem we have, is that they are not giving casual fans incentive to watch the entire story. What other things do I need to talk about? First of all, Dean Ambrose did a pretty great job. I think, this is my frustration. People are more invested in Dean Ambrose than they are Roman Reigns. And the question is, does Roman need to be pushed aside and put Dean out? I hope Dean does double booking right now. I hope they do a double booking with Dean. I hope they make that shit a triple threat, because it gives more incentive for Triple H, it gives more incentive for Dean, and it gives more incentive to Roman Reigns. That's what they need to do. That's what they need to do, because if they don't do that, then there's really no point watching it. We all know Roman's going to beat Triple H or whatever, but if you add Dean in there in a triple threat, it adds more incentive, it adds more incentive to watch the match, and that's just my personal opinion. Dean Ambrose Ambrose is more over than Roman Reigns. And the fact that WWE have ignored this guy, and I'm not, listen, he's a Triple H guy, that is fine. He's a Triple H guy, same as Roman Reigns, same as Seth Rollins. Those guys are Triple H's darlings, okay? But at the end of the day, why is Dean not being more heavily pushed? He is clearly over with the crowd. Why are they making him be second, third, or fourth best in terms of feuds? It makes no logical sense. I do not understand why. You know, it could possibly build to something. I know Dean Ambrose is facing Brock Lesnar, but I'll be honest with you. I think whoever wins Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose should be put into the main event at WrestleMania, and it'll add more incentive. That's probably why Brock Lesnar might be pissed. Maybe that's why they're doing this right now. But to be honest with you, like, Brock complaining, to be honest, he won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. He beat the Undertaker's undefeated streak. I don't know why Brock is crying over it, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, I think Dean needs to beat Brock Lesnar, and Dean, Roman Reigns, and Triple H in a main event at WrestleMania. That is the only way to do about it. Guys, a lot of you have noticed I haven't particularly talked about much of the matches right now, and the reason being is because most of them were diabolical. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I went through some of the main points there. Dean Ambrose versus Triple H, I wasn't too keen on it. Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks, I was not too happy about it. It was a double... It ended in a double draw via pin. Did not like that at all. Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz was god-awful. Stephanie did a really great promo. I talked about that in this video. The Luchador Dragons versus Sheamus was shit. Ryback versus Adam Rose was crap. The New Day Celebrate Power of Brotherhood. Crap. Undertaker issues a chilling warning to Vince McMahon. Shit. Yeah, oh, by the way, Natalia's now doing Subway commercials. Yeah. Rather than actually adding more minutes onto the Undertaker match, they actually have a segment where they're like, so Natalia, what do you think of how you look so young? Well, I use Subway! That's what gets me going! You know, it was just ridiculous. Jey Uso versus Bubba Ray Dudley, not the best. Big Show versus Kevin Owens, not a big fan of it. Brie Bella versus Naomi, did not like it at all. The main event was actually by far the best match. Ambrose does win via disqualification, but it was pretty good, the ending. It wasn't great, it wasn't like A+, but it was still a good main event compared to what we usually see. And unfortunately, I don't think too many people seen this main event because everyone's seen the Undertaker thing like I did and just stopped watching. That's what I personally believe, and it's a shame because Alberto Del Rio versus Dean Ambrose, it was a great, you could probably call it a segment because it was a disqualification, but honestly for me, I thought it was great. Dean Ambrose will be facing Triple H apparently. Even after beating Ambrose brawled with the game, Triple H responded with a pedigree, accepting Ambrose's challenge. Triple H continued the assault on Ambrose, smashing him to the announce table. I think it's pretty good, although I will say I hope Ambrose, you know, I don't think he's going to beat Triple H, but, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. All in all, pretty shitty Raw. I'm going to give this Raw a 4.5 out of 10. Below average. The only reason why I've given this such a little bit more, this probably would have got a 2 if it wasn't for the main event. And again, Stephanie McMahon did actually do a decent promo. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. This is General Jerry on the General Jerry channel. Signing out.